All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Monday, December 11, 2017. A lot to talk about today, a bunch of stocks on the watch list. By now, you guys have probably watched the December seasonality webinar, or at least heard me talk about it. We expect a run going into the end of the year, and this is about the time we should start looking for it. So we got the little dip starting in December, and now we're looking for that push going into the end of the year. Let's start off with our focus list, then we're going to get into the indexes, and then a big, or our current positions indexes, and then we have a big focus list to start the week, and that'll probably narrow as it goes on and we get better quality setups. First, we took profits in Facebook. We had entered here as Aurora Band setup, and also kind of Aurora Band and trend continuation, because in this big trend in Facebook's, the dip has been buying opportunities, and we got that here. Now, Facebook is back on the focus list after getting out, but I didn't want to play through the breakout because I've gotten burned a few times with that, thinking there would be a bigger move. So I wanted to get the profit at the top of our range, which we did on Friday at 181 something. Pulled back into 179, that's good. Hopefully it consolidates a couple of days and we get the next break and we can add again. So Facebook will be at the top of the radar here for the focus list. Roku, we're still in. We got that, remember we got stopped out the first time. We got back in on the show of strength at the 9. And now we're holding that 9. We're about a point above our entry, and we want to see that push to 50 or maybe even higher. So I reserve the right to get out at 50 or play for a bigger move. Hopefully we get for the bigger move here. UA looking good. Finally starting to get that run. We entered around, I think it was 1168. We're up to 1219. We want to get at least to 1170 to 1213, or 1270 to 13. Now initially I wanted to get up to 13, and since that time the 50 has come down. Right now 1303, so that's complicating things a little bit if it lowers anymore, but we've got a good range between, say, 1270 and 13 there with UA. And then NVIDIA, we entered around 187, 188, I think it was. We're up to 191. We're playing for the break of these averages. We could take profits around 199, 200, but I really think semiconductors are going to run into the end of the year, so hopefully we can get a really big one there. We hit on a couple of these that'll really jumpstart our results going into the end of the year after a little bit of a drawdown. So those are current positions. Let's look at the indexes. SPY here looking great, holding the 9, jumping towards highs. Now this week we want to see a break of the highs. IWM, we always want to see that doing good. It is lagging a little bit, but holding that 9, so that's a good thing. In the Qs, big tech looking strong, up almost 0.5% and back up over the 9, and we want to see that challenge the highs as well. Financials, really strong, testing the highs, and we'll have some of these leveraged ETFs on our list. And we've got oil also popping. A lot of areas are popping. So oil was popping on Friday, back up over the 9. Energy looking strong, and these ETFs will be on our list. Gold is pulling back, and we want to see that if the market is running. Biotech, really nice bounce here. We don't have an entry here, but we're going to watch that for a potential entry. And then semiconductors getting back on track. We want to see this thing clear the 50-day moving average. So a lot of good areas here. Retail also very strong, and then housing is very strong. So I'm not going to pull up the ETFs for these guys. Instead of the ETFs, we're going to look at specific stocks in specialty retail and in housing and in discount retail. So like the dollar stores, the Walmarts, that type of thing are all really strong. So let's get to the focus list. Let's start off with the FANG stocks. Amazon back up over the 9. This could set up a trend continuation. Same goes for Google, almost the exact same pattern. Netflix lagging a little overall. So we want to see, I probably won't touch Netflix unless it breaks this 50-day moving average right here. But Facebook, also very high on our list. If I had one to pick right now, it would be Facebook. So keep an eye out on that one. And then we've got some semiconductors here with AMBA looking really strong, bouncing off the 9. Not a semiconductor, but retail beverages here. Monster looking very strong, challenging highs. Getting back to more tech, we've got LN here looking good above the 9. We talked about this last week. I didn't like the way it closed, but the trigger is in for the trend continuation break above the 9. Square, we want to see that break the 9 as well. And interestingly enough, some of these do have relation to Bitcoin. So Square has been buying up some technologies, so that could be a secondary kind of Bitcoin play. NVIDIA, which we're in, is also potential Bitcoin or cryptocurrency play. 2 China stocks. BABA, China has been really beaten down, but these have been showing relative strength. Want to see BABA get back over the 50-day, so we'll say a break of 181, 182. Sina also testing the 9, so a break above, say, 99 would get us comfortable for a potential entry there. And Sina, which I got stopped out a while ago, is back on track here. So we could potentially play this one as a post-earnings breakout pullback as well. And then ETFs, SOXL semiconductor ETF, we need to see that break the 50. LABU is extended right now, but consolidation and break would get us back in. And then FAS, we could get in right here and play for a break of the highs. And then energy, ERX, also looking strong. We could enter right here actually on the hold of the 9, and oil UWT as well. There's an entry right there right now. Now we're going to hit the retail and housing, and I'm going to go through these really quick. All are very similar patterns. KSS or Macy's. We probably want to see a little bit of a pullback here or a break of the high. We've got Kohl's, the same pattern. We want to see a break of the high. Gap here consolidating after a run. Another break of the high, and that's going to be the theme here. We either play pullbacks or breaks of highs. So Lulu is consolidating after an earnings breakout. So we want to see a little more consolidation there. DKS breaking to recent highs, not all-time highs, but we have a gap fill around 34. And then the dollar store, DLTR, also, or Dollar Tree, is at all-time highs. We need to see a little bit of pullback. Maybe we get that during the week. And DG, ready to pull back here. We'll look for a gap fill right to this area here. Would set us up for a nice entry. And then 3 housing stocks, KBH, really strong here, bouncing off the 9. We could enter here or wait for the break of the highs. LGIH, similar pattern. This one's been on fire for a while. And then finally, DHI gives us another one here, a little slower moving, but maybe a little safer with DHI. So we've got a big list of stocks to start the week. We've got 3 current positions. I will likely, if the market continues the way it is, I'll likely be adding during the week. Now, I will not be able to watch the market tomorrow. I'll be traveling back home. So on Friday, I was traveling somewhere. Tomorrow, I'm traveling back home. But I'll have my phone on me. Maybe I can send out an alert. I don't think any of our current positions will hit stop levels, but watch these target levels and look for the areas to get out that we talked about. And then if I do get into a position, I'll try to send the alert out, but I may have to send the confirmation of that after the actual market close. So tomorrow will be the last day, and then I'll be back on track as I normally am. So that's it for the trade report, guys. A lot to do this week, a lot of potential areas setting up for good entries.